You might be a solo traveler or a couple looking to find something to tow with that lightweight vehicle. Well, this is the Scout Lite by Aliner. Fits in your garage and does all of that. So stick around. I'm going to show you the details. Hey everybody, I'm PJ from Princess Craft RV, and on this beautiful December day, I am going to show you the Scout Lite by Aliner. This is their smallest one. Okay, there's one with less features, but this guy has almost everything that the big guy has, but it's smaller. Yeah, is it too small for you? Well, you might be surprised when we get inside. The weight on these is determined by the options. Now this guy has the dormer on it, which is how we like to order them here at Princess Craft. But without it, you could get like down to 1,180 pounds. This one's a little higher at 1,203, but still very easy to tow. It's gonna fold up flat, travel without any wind there, and it's also gonna fit really easily in your garage because, yeah, it's only 12 feet long. Wow. So let's go inside and take a look. So the first concern is always the height. Let's talk about that because this is one of the more popular campers for people that are tall, taller than my 5-foot height. In the middle, right up here, it's 7 foot tall. So, you know, a fair amount of space. Now that is just in the middle, but you know, probably not going to be dancing in here. If you step back, you're going to be sitting down. So a lot more height right here for your head. And once you get back into this dormer area, it's very open. You can see the ceiling goes all the way up there. So yeah, even if you're taller than me, this could be a good fit. The seating is deep, very comfortable, and this side where the sofa is turns into a sleeping area. 30 inches wide and 76 inches long. So 6'4" is long enough for most, and I don't know, super comfortable. The next thing you worry about in a camper that's smaller, that's going to be storage. But look what they've done underneath this. You've got a fair amount of storage in this for as small as it is. So right down here, you've got a flip-up cabinet here. If you opened it to the side, it's going to be in the way. So flip-up is a great idea for this cabinet. So you've got an open space. Now it doesn't go the entire length of this. There is some pieces cut out for some equipment, but you get most of the area where I'm seating under here. That's going to be storage. Now next to that, there's another cabinet. It does open to the side and opens up to the wall here where the door is. So yeah, it's not in the way. Open that up, goes all the way over. Now that's a perfect cabinet for a porta-potty. You know, those times where you just don't want to get up in the middle of the night and walk to that bathroom in the campground, this makes it super easy. There isn't a stile on the bottom, so there's nothing to lift over the bottom frame of the cabinetry. You just slide it right out. That's on purpose. Very easy to slide it in, slide it out. You could keep it right here in front of the door, out of the way while you're sleeping. Now, if you don't need that, you just have more storage. The kitchen has plenty of counter space, and it has everything you need. You've got a sink and a refrigerator. Now, if you needed a stove, you could set a portable one right up here on the top. That would be super easy. Right down here, just lift up the snap right here. That, of course, is going to keep your door closed when you're going down the road. Open it up, and there's a 1.6 cubic foot, 12-volt refrigerator. This guy is going to cool really fast, keep things nice and cold going down the road. And if you need more space, you know, a nice cooler, the Yeti style coolers, they're going to keep things cold for 3 days. Just put some ice in it and you're good to go. So if you're camping for a weekend, that's a great fix. If you maybe need more space, yeah, those 12-volt little coolers are amazing. You can even plug those into your car when you're driving down the road. So you've got the basics here, camp stove, and you're good to go. You've also got more storage under the sink here. So let's take a peek. You've got a little bit of plumbing in the way, but not too bad, actually. Room for a small trash can, room for all the things that maybe you want to store under there. You've got a 110 plug right on the front of the sink here. So everything right here in the center. Don't you love this huge window? That's one of the best features about A-liners, is that it feels very open. Not only do you have the big skylights on the end, but you've got a beautiful A window here. We call it an A-frame window. And the curtains, the best part, they come off and you can wash them. These are put on by a heavy-duty Velcro, and all you need to do is just un-Velcro them. Let me see if I can show you. Here, just pull this off, and you can wash these if they get dirty. You know, you want your camper to be fresh and clean, put them right back on. Some people even make curtains of their own because they want a special decor in the little cabin-like feel in here. So, very easy to do. And you can just undo these Velcro pieces right here. It's right there on the front. And they slide down so you get full coverage on the windows. Now, this window has a curtain that you pull closed in the back because it's a dormer window. It does open up, give you some airflow in here, as does this side window and the small one on the other side. So these are the three windows that open up. Just a little bit of crack in that window, and turn on the power fan right above me, and you're going to have a really nice breeze in here. Now you also have a curtain on the door because there's a window here as well. Now what you do here is just unsnap the bottom. You want to just roll this up. Now you do have little ties down there, so like all of these, you can see this one is finished. Just roll it up and Velcro it into place. Don't have a lot of these snaps or hooks. There's nothing to catch on, and again, easily removable right here if you want to wash it. Nicely done. Two windows here give you great airflow side to side. Air coming through here, that fan, lovely. Now right over here you've got more countertop. The AC is a side AC. It's 6,000 BTU, but wow, don't worry about it cooling this area because this is not a large space. It's gonna do great. And you know, some people say, well, it kind of sticks out the side, but no, this camper is only 6.5 feet wide. You have tons of space on the side. It's not gonna be a problem getting it in your garage or going down the highway. You won't even notice it's there. All right, in front, you've got more storage. So a cabinet here, looks like we've got the books in here that come with it, and another storage underneath. Now you do have the back of the AC in here, so you don't want to stuff it full of blankets and cover up that inside vent, but you do have a ton of storage in here. For a camper this size, to have 4 or 5 different cabinet spaces, that's pretty incredible. Let's get these closed. Now, let's show you the separate sleeping area. There is a dinette that folds down into a bed with a beautiful skylight. The dinette, yeah, it's a little tight, but you don't need to scoot right up to the edge. You can sit on this side, and yeah, I got plenty of height. You will too, I bet. And you've got a beautiful skylight here to look out. This pulls down, shades the window if you want privacy, and then you just give it a push, slides right back up and gets out of your way. The table, it's a freestanding table, so you can put it outside or inside, whatever works for you. This might be your lounging area during the day, you never know. And folds up, you can even leave it at home if the table is not something that you need. The reason is because you don't use it to set up the bed. There's boards on the side that are neatly stowed against the wall here, easy to get to, that you just set in place, fold the cushions out, and you've got this great sleeping space here. So, I don't know, table or no table, your choice. Now let's talk about the light right up here because it's a little unusual. They do have nice LED lights. There's one in the dormer on the other side and one right up here on the wall. One of the things I really like about them is that they're really bright at night without really glaring, but also they're a touch light. So very nice that I don't have to push a button. I don't have to fumble for a switch. I just touch them and they come on and off. So that's kind of cool, right? As far as storage under these seats, that's always a question. On this side, you've got the converter on this side and other gear on the others. So you've got the breakers and fuses right here in front if you need to get to that. You also, on that side, have storage. So you can lift it up from the inside, although, yeah, it's a little cumbersome. But you do have a compartment on the outside. So you can get to it from the outside, and every bit of that space under that seating over there, that's storage. Wow, pretty impressive. For a 1,200-pound camper, that is so light. They've really done such a nice job. A-liners are so popular because when you step inside, it doesn't feel cramped. And for something this compact, that's pretty impressive. I think the Peak has a lot to do with that and the nice windows that they have. So yeah, if you're looking for something small, this makes it feel much bigger than it is. Let's go outside. I'll show you a few more things before we show you how to put it up and down, because I know you guys want to see that. Stepping outside, here's the AC I was talking about. You do remove the cover before you turn on the AC so it can vent on the outside, but you get a nice cover for going down the road so it doesn't get, I don't know, filled up with bugs and get all dirty. But yeah, it works great. It is the perfect option for this. The other option would be to put a big AC underneath the seating, and it's more than this unit needs, and then you have less storage. So I think this is a great option for a Scout Lite. Walking around, you've got a porch light right here on the side. Now on the front, we don't have it here, but you have the 5-gallon propane tank, and then you also have a battery that goes right on the front. It is so easy to crank these. You can add an electric jack if you want to, but you really don't need it. Now coming around, I want to point out that they have added a place for a plug holder, which means this plug can slide right up in here and it holds it in place. See, there you go, just like that. And that way it doesn't get dirty, it doesn't get muddy being on the ground. The other thing I want to point out up here is that the jacks are so easy. You don't have to get underneath anything, you don't have to stand on your head. The stabilizer jacks are manual, but just put it right in there. You can crank it with the crank that's provided, or you could get a, electric drill and put them down really quick. Very easy to do on these because they're on the front and the back, not on the side or hidden underneath like you'll see on some of those campers. Now on the end here, you're going to have a spot for a portable solar panel. Very simple to just plug it in here, set out that solar panel in the sun, and that is going to keep the battery charged so that you can camp off the grid if you don't need the air conditioner. That air conditioner, it is not going to work off the solar panel and the battery, but pretty much everything else will, so you'd be good to go there. Refrigerator vent right here, and over here is going to be the city water connection and your 30-amp plug. Simple unit to operate, so if you're a first-timer, this might be a great start for you. Again, you can see, very easy to access putting the stabilizers down. Your spare tire is not underneath, it is right here on the back, so it's easy to get to. You do have diamond plate on the back and the front. And if you have any concerns at all about these skylights, guys, this is Lexan. It is so durable, you're not going to have any problem with that. Now walking around to the front, you've got the storage right here that I had mentioned. This is the full space underneath that seating. So you've got great storage there, and we're back to where we started. Now there is a high wind kit here, And it is this bar on the side that you see, and all you do is unpin it, move it to the other side, and pin it back into place. That is going to keep the roof really stable, just in case you get a super high wind that goes at the perfect angle that might want to move those roofs just a little bit. These roofs are actually held together with bungee cords, super easy to replace. Now, the reason that Aliner has stood the test of time is because it's built with simple operations, easy to work, and not a lot of failure points. So this is just a high wind security for if things start moving around. Yeah, if you catch yourself in a storm, you want to be sure you're secure. All right, let's show you just a bit about how this folds down.
All right, so here's how we close this down, and this is pretty standard for all A-liners, but first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to come inside and you want to make sure everything is below your hinge line. And when I say your hinge line, we're talking about this hinge right here that is for your A-walls that are going to come down. Everything in here needs to be below those lines. So our cushions, our faucet, if we have a cooktop, anything like that, you want to have them folded down out of the way. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to close our dormer. So we've got two little mini A-walls in here that have these little latches. We're just going to tip those down and in like that. And now there's a pull strap right here in the middle of the front wall. We're going to grab that and pull that down, and that's going to help pull that outside piece closed. All right, once you're outside, you can kind of push this wall down. You're going to grab here, or you can grab the handle if you can reach it, and you just want to pull it the rest of the way down. Once you've got it close to closed, you're going to use your latches here to pull it the rest of the way down. Give it a little push and then pull that latch into place, and do that on both sides to get a nice tight seal. All right, let's hop back inside and let's go over how to do the walls. All right, now that we've got our dormer closed, we're going to do our A-walls. So one thing I want to point out that A-Liner has put in is they've talked about this warning: the ceiling lights must be cooled before you close it down. So if they've been on a long time, make sure they're not super hot. We don't want to cause any issues. So what we're going to do is we're going to unlatch our A-walls. I like to do the rear two latches because they can be the furthest away once you go to reach things. And then we're going to do the other driver's side wall latch, and we're going to go ahead and tip this down. And this rubber bumper is going to rest right on the cabinet, and let that wall down gently. And it's going to rest right on the other wall. Hold that door up, piece up, step out, lay that down, and now we can go ahead and close that door. And now what we're going to do is we're going to collapse our roof. And to do that, we're going to go to the rear roof panel. You're going to grab it with both hands, and you're going to give it a good tug, and that pulls it down. Once it's the rest of the way down, you're just going to pop that roof latch up and pull it shut, and do the same thing on the other side, and you are ready to go. And putting it up is just the opposite of these steps.
Now that you've seen how easy it is to put this up and down, I bet you're thinking, I wonder if I could do it. Well, let me show you how light these panels are. Once you undo these latches right here on each side, this panel comes down, and look how light it is. I mean, I can do this. So easy to put it right back up. Don't panic. Most likely, you could do it just fine. So keep in mind, if you're looking for something lightweight, something folds down, easy to tow, easy to operate, check out the Aliner Scout Lite, one of our best sellers here at Princess Craft. I'm PJ from Princess Craft RV. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.